As Bitcoin draws under $85,000, will this continue? Or is there a relief rally on the way? Could this be your last chance again to get Bitcoin under $87,252? We're going to have that very important discussion. There are so much bullish news to share, although the market might not reflect it. We're going to go ahead and put everything in perspective for you, exactly what is happening behind the scenes and why you shouldn't only be paying attention to the short-term price action of Bitcoin. Today might be the most important show you watch all year. Stay tuned and let's get it.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content where we take old, boring, stale information, repackage that whole thing up in a fun and sexy way.
You know, today I think there has to be an emphasis on fun and sexy.
No, today I got an announcement I got to make. Officially quitting. I am too red in the portfolio. I can no longer move forward. I have found new employment down at the animal shelter. I am a fan of Chihuahuas. I own one. I've rescued one. I figure my time will be best suited helping those little fuzzy animals in need. And so today will be my last show.
Chihuahuas don't have hair. Let's have a moment of silence. Okay. So what happened at BTC? Let's take a look. Let's just start there. Okay. Start at Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin on the, on the 4-hour chart. We lost that 87,257 level. Now the previous 4-hour candle, we actually wicked below, but closed above it, which was a positive sign. But again, we shared on the show last night, on my show, this bear flag setup here, right? And we talked about this thing breaking to the upside or breaking to the downside, which it has literally done like we expected. Now, I do have some short orders set in at, there we go. I do have some short orders set in at 87,257. I do think we get a retest there. But again, I think there's a little more downside to come. To me, this is not max pain. To me, max pain is the level that I had plotted out yesterday, which was 71,887. To me, that is max pain. Can anything change? Absolutely. But that is how I am looking at the market, which makes me really bullish. You know why? Because there's not much lower the sentiment can go. And take a look. Where's that fear and greed index I had? It was right here. We are at a extreme fear with Bitcoin at $85,000. And so there's only so much lower we can go from a sentiment side. There's only so much lower we can go on the price action on the larger time frame side. And so to me, I'm excited. I'm excited to be in this market. Obviously, the volatility to the downside, but the beauty of crypto is you can make money on, well, really any market. You can make money on both sides. You can make money on longs. You can make money on shorts. You can make money when the price goes down. You can make money when the price goes up. It's all gravy, babe.
Now, I wanted to empower the viewer today.
Empower them.
Today, the viewer, Rocco, I'm sorry. I'm giving up some of your job responsibilities today, Rocco.
Okay,
and I'm giving it to the viewers.
Okay.
We have started a goal. If we get 10 super chats at $20 or more.
You're asking people for money, their portfolios are down.
Listen. If we reach our goal, we extend the show 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And so you, the producer, if you want a longer show, you watching, 10 super chats, $20 or more. You get a longer Sin City Crypto show. Hopefully that's okay with everyone. Hopefully we don't have to leave right after the filming. Okay. But if we, hey.
Rocco's ready.
I think everybody's pissed at me now.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Guys, I'm sorry. I would never have asked you for money when your portfolio are down. You know what?
It's the best time when you have to give.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about what are your thoughts on where the market is, Robin? We're looking at $84,000 Bitcoin. If you zoom out to the lower time frame, let's go to the 30-minute time frame. We attempted a retrace from 85.6 up to 88.3, but ultimately spilled off and failed. Liquidations are pretty big. $250 million of liquidations in the last 1 hour alone. And so, what are your thoughts on where we're at with the markets, Robin? Do you think this is max pain? Do you think there's a little more pain to come?
That's a lot of liquidations.
A lot of lickies right there, bruh.
Y'all gonna got caught out of position. You got caught with your pants down.
You know, yesterday on my trading show, I shared some stats and numbers on leverage ratios and the correlation between when leverage ratios goes up versus how price of BTC reacts, and it kind of pointed to this move to the downside. So, from a kind of a technical indicator standpoint, that's something that people need to keep an eye on. But we know the markets are super leveraged, and it's just the name of the game, baby.
I'm just curious why y'all are trying to fight the short-term trend here. I don't know. I've put in a couple trades in my personal account. I don't do it with the company one because I'm a lot more leveraged than DGen and tend to get liquidated quite often. But I still turn a net profit quite often here, and I'm in the green as far as my trading portfolio personally. But I've been shorting, baby, and it's been working, looking good. And so, you know what? Like at this point, like I don't know, man. I haven't seen the clear sign of reversal on the very short term. I do think that the markets will bounce back here relatively soon, and I've mentioned the last like 60 days. But right now, I don't know. I don't think it's catch a falling knife, whatever term you want to use. I don't know if it's a great time to enter in a long just yet. See how low this goes.
Here's a super simple kind of strategy, right? When the overall trend is down, you just want to wait till price rebounds to a key resistance level and just short it. When the market is in an uptrend, you want to wait for key levels of support to be hit on on spill-offs and on retracements, and you want to long it. It's really not that difficult. Now, the work comes into where are those levels, plotting those levels out, taking a look on the macro and kind of working your way down the time frames. And so, again, I have a short order for BTC at 87,257. Could we get there? Could we see a rally there? I believe we will. But I believe that level has been flipped into resistance. And you take a look here, right? This is a 2-hour on BTC. 87,257. This is a key level. And if I zoom out to the daily, going back to November of last year, this is where we had our initial breakout, came back to retest, and then we essentially spring shotted from this level to our first all-time high, which is around 108. Second one came in closer to 110. And so this is a key level, and price fell completely through those levels. Now, when you look at Japanese candlestick formations, this is a bearish continuation pattern. I think it's called the Three Crows. And so there's no doubt about it. The charts say the short-term price action, short-term trend is down. And so, again, the way we make money is we wait for a relief rally, and then we short the relief rally. It gives you a hedge against your spot bags, so you don't have to sell your Bitcoin, and you can still make money by trading in the markets. And then if you want to use that money to pay your bills, great, you'll make money. If you want to use that money to add to your Bitcoin position, great, or add to your altcoin positions. There's tons of altcoins right now that have spilled off. You look at something like XRP, got up to $3.60. You can get it for, what is that, a 50% discount, 45% discount on XRP. All those people that were like, oh, I missed the pump, oh my God. $2 XRP. BNB, right? We're pretty bullish on BNB. A lot of metrics are pointing to BNB getting up there, right? Money flowing in. What's happening on chain? People are bridging over. $600. This thing ran up to over $700. And so there's tons of opportunities. Something like Solana, which I said I was bearish short-term on Solana, but I'm going to share some news today why I am bullish long-term on Solana.
It's down like 50% on the week.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not quite. Where is that? 43?
21%. No, that's a 90-day.
Oh.
But from all-time high, 260, it's down 50%.
Well, it's still down 50%. Maybe it's not the 90. I was looking at the chart the other day, and I was like, it recently was down about 50%. So what was it, back in January? So 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago it was at 260. No, not even. Almost. And so on January 23rd, it was at 253. and now at 132. So a little bit over a month ago, it has dropped just a little over a month, 50%. And so it's half off. Everyone was yellowing into Solana at the beginning of the year. We saw all the meme coins launching. We talked about it before. I talked about it. I was like, hey, I think it's a little overpriced. Guys, maybe not the best time to enter into Solana. I don't know about this. I was talking about it. However, we know what happens when Solana gets discounted. It's the same thing with FTX. Remember, nobody wanted to touch Solana when it was sub $20. Everyone's like, hey, man, I don't know, man. This FTX, they got a lot of it. They got a lot of Solana. You know, they're going under bankruptcy. They're going to be forced to sell. Like, not good. Wouldn't touch Solana right now. And like, come on, guys. Sometimes you got to look at what isn't sexy. And you got to say, hey, is this overall a project that's going to be around in the future?
Oh, Solana's not going anywhere.
It's the leader. It's literally the leader of DeFi as far as retail, right? I think that institutional DeFi is ETH, right? Don't you kind of? I know we never really expanded on that, and I don't know if there's metrics on that, but don't you think that institutions and whales that institutions and whales are using ETH for DeFi? And then I think that the everyday average individual, the crypto community, is using Solana for DeFi. I mean, that might make sense, right?
See the numbers.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it ain't going nowhere, and so maybe now's a good time.
Ideally, I mean, this is Solana on the high time frame. This is Solana on the 12-month or on the 1 month. Okay, this box here is $95 to $125, and we're at 133. This is the box if you want to add Solana. The top end of this box is very important. You see prices held above that.
I'm just curious. Can you explain how you derived that box, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just visual, right? So you just work your way up from the higher time frame. You know, people, something like Bitcoin where it has a lot more data. You can go to the 12-month, 6-month, go to the 3-month, but the 1 month. Just looking at this, right? I mean, here, where do you think price has had great support price action wise?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah, let's see.
I mean, you can drop, and I drew a box because it's not it's not just one objective number, right? And so you can initially drop the box here and say, okay, on the way down, we came to retest this region, 122. This is going back to January of 2022. We ultimately failed, and that's what really caused the initial rundown on Solana. On the way up, we retested on the wick, failed, and then we essentially got through. And then in the month of April of last year, we had this was a 37% down month for Solana. And where did it stop? At $124. And so just visually, you look at, okay, zoom out, visual, where's the price? And this to me is a key level. You see all the wicks down here, the price never closed. Curious to see what this wick does. But yeah, I mean, again, I just like to draw the rectangle box. So I don't know. What do you think about that? You think Solana here at $125 is a good pickup?
100%. You just kind of honestly, it depends on your time perspective here and what your goal is. And so if it's anything longer than I would say 8 months, so anything that stretches out to 2026, I think this is a great time, right? Now, Solana's in a downtrend. Solana is exhausted with the meme coin narrative and the revealing. Basically, they pulled back the curtain on how Selena.
Selena. I had a girlfriend named Selena once.
But how Solana's ecosystem works, how these devs, snipers, and everyone's taking advantage of retail, right? And so retail is starting to realize, like, oh crap, I have little to no chance of making money on meme coins. Only a select few privy individuals can. And so people have just kind of exited that. And that was the bread and butter for transactions in Solana. And so that's fallen by the wayside. So I don't know how long it's going to last. But it won't last more than a year. It won't last more than, I think, 8 months. Realistically, I think it'll bounce back within 3 months or so. But until then, well, it's going to be down. But great time to buy. So I think within the next 3 to 6 weeks, it'll bottom. And maybe it's bottoming now, but I think it's a great time to buy. So if you buy now at 130, or you buy now or you buy in 2 weeks at 110, or you buy now 130, or you buy 105, I think when you look at the overall price of Solana, where we're expecting it to be over $1,000, does it really matter if you got in at 122 or 105 when you're selling at $1,000? I mean,
so for me, New Type said, should have taken profits. I agree. Think about it this way. If you had a profit-taking plan, like we've talked about, I can assume majority of you would actually have some profit sitting on the side to either deploy back into the markets, or maybe use it to take a family vacation, or go, buy a new car or a new house, or whatever you want to do. That is, again, why you always need to have, before you even open a position, open a trade, you always need to have a profit-taking plan, whether it's percentage. If I get X ROI, I'm pulling this much out, 10% out. If I hit a 2X, I'm removing 30% of my position. If you continuously do that, and you have a plan to do that before you enter your positions, times like this, you're going to look at it as an opportunity. Like, damn, okay, well, I made $5,000 off of the Solana. I still have some Solana left. That's all in. Currently, it's just free rolling my entire bag. I can add more here at $125. And then again, have another profit-taking plan. All right, I'm entering in at 125. When it gets to 180, I'm pulling 20% off. Once it gets to 220, I'm pulling another 20% off. Once it hits to 300, I'm pulling. So you get the idea, but this has to happen before you buy, before you open positions. Because the worst thing you want to do is make decisions when there's fear in the market, and make decisions when there's a lot of greed in the market, right? You want to stay even keel emotionally so you can make the best decisions financially. Whether it's times of good, prices going up, or times of bad, prices going down. It's all just really perspective, right? This one here. So you might be wondering, why are the markets going down? Well, we have a few answers for you guys. One is President Trump He took a baseball bat, the kneecapper, right? In Fortnite, they have this thing called the kneecapper. It's a weapon. He's just taken that to like nation states, presidents, the department / this, do that. And it's causing instability in the markets, in the federal government. Investors don't know what to expect. Is it good? Is it bad? Who's going to slap tariffs on next? Are things going to get expensive? Is inflation going to go up? So there's a lot of uncertainty. So people are going risk off. Example A. Yesterday alone, $1.1 billion flowed out of the Bitcoin ETF, the largest day ever. You take a look. BlackRock, $164 million flowed out. Fidelity, $344 million flowed out. Every single ETF issuer saw outflows, which brought our net total to $1.138 billion. This is off the back of the previous days, which was Monday, which we saw $500 million of money flowing out. So investors are going risk off. You take a look at the stock market. The Dow drops more than 200 points. We have a big day today. I know Crypto7 in the chat mentioned NVIDIA. Their earnings report comes out after the market bell closes, which is 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Pacific. Excuse me. So we won't be live when that happens, but I expect to see some volatility in the markets. If NVIDIA shows they've outpaced earnings, we can see a reversal in the market. If they show they have not exceeded earnings, or at least hit the forecasted number, I would expect aftermarkets to show some downside, and maybe tomorrow the stock market, and at the very least NVIDIA, opens with a gap down. How could that affect it? The biggest effect to me it's going to have is going to be on the AI crypto token sector. So just information to have, to understand. If you're playing around in the market, derivatives trading, shorting, longing, whatever, just know these are some things that are on the horizon that can bring some volatility into the markets. The other thing I want to take a look at is the VIX. And to no surprise, the VIX is up again. And so it just all coincides, right? It's just the sentiment of the market. How long will it last? That is the question, and key levels to look out for. So that would be what I would recommend. Now, just to put it in perspective, and I want to thank Benjamin Cowan for posting this because we get caught up in emotions of greed and fear, and we fail to kind of think about, well, has this happened before? And is there like some guideline of what to expect next? Take a look at this. When Ronald Reagan took office in 1981, if you guys remember.
I remember. I was 1 year old.
I was still in my daddy's ball sack. Anyways, 1981, if you remember, the late 70s.
Prior to the ICO launch of David?
Prior to the ICO. It was an IDO launch, initial DEX offering. Okay. Why'd you have to say that, bro? So it was the highest inflation this country's ever seen, right? Paul Volcker came in and essentially just destroyed the markets. When he took office in 1981, there was some short-term pain through 1982 as it got inflation under control.
Reaganomics.
Then it led to an economic expansion that lasted decades, right? You can see this chart here that Benjamin Cowan posted. And so I truly think that is what we're seeing now. Wait until 6 months from now, 3 months from now, we start seeing reports. U.S. cut their deficit by X amount. We have other bullish news, and
I want to real quick while you search the news. I did want to want to have a conversation with you, the viewer. Hello, how y'all doing? 400 people watching. Hi. I want your opinion. Are we going to go down under 80,000 this week? Put a 1 in the chat. If Bitcoin holds above 80,000, put a 2 in the chat. I want to know where you guys think, because me and David this morning were actually kind of having a discussion on, is $80,000 going to be a thing here? We're going to be sub $80,000. So I want everyone to participate. Should see at least 200 or 300 ones and twos. It'd be nice to get everyone to participate, 400 of them. Let's see how many numbers we can get in the chat. Also, for all the new people here that put anything in the chat, I'll give you a little recognition, say what's up. Also, we had 2 super chats today. We had we had Wheelin' Dealin' James Wheeler, a friend of the channel, said don't trip, and BTFDXRP and Ando.
He missed his opportunity. Should have been don't trip, chocolate chip.
And then Art Caffeine says, I will kick off the first super chat here. Here you go, Robin. Thank you so much, Art Caffeine. $2 super chat, $10 super chat. Also, for the new people I spotted out, we got Escala, Brian F, SeaWorld, Eunice, Chandra, Anime, Tattoo, Greg, Joe J, Zan, and then Zan. Crazy, huh?
Lausanne.
And then from the chat here, I see a few new faces. We got Bradley, Zan, Damien, Urak, and to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Cook. Urak.
Ooh, rack. Ooh, a rack. Sorry.
Guys coming to Bitcoin Vegas or what?
Yeah. Man, we're excited. It's
Yeah.
gonna be great. One thing, we have
Got
430.
a code in the chat, 10% off tickets. Hola.
We only got
coupon code.
We only got 85 likes, guys. Come on. If we get to 200 likes, I'll give away $100 to someone. We get to 200 likes, I'll give away $100. There you go. All right. The other thing I was trying to find, which is here, this could potentially. We talk about catalysts all the time, right? We always talk about retail being screwed. We always talk about catalysts. Think of how massive this would be. The House has officially passed the budget resolution to eliminate taxes on tips, taxes on overtime, and Social Security benefits. This is huge impact on 7 million restaurant workers and over 80 million hourly workers. This is one of the catalysts that I was referring
Man, this is so good for the city of Las Vegas, too. I mean, not only you got the biggest crypto conference coming to the city, but let's be real. Las Vegas just survives on tips. We're a resort world up in here, you know. We have strippers making tips. We have
your go-to is always strippers. Do you have a girlfriend that's a stripper? Well,
I've had a couple of girlfriends that were strippers.
You've dated a stripper?
Yeah, man, that is you know what? Some people get their thrills from roller coasters. Very comparable euphoric experience with lots of ups and downs, and Well, you got strippers. It ain't those like new. It ain't those like nice roller coasters. You know the ones that are like smooth. You know those like
the wooden roller coasters?
The wooden ones.
A lot of up and
that is Nick the stripper right there, bro. It is.
what a surprise.
But you know what? Like sometimes you just need to spice the life up a little bit.
Yeah, spice it up, man.
A lot.
You know, it's very interesting.
That is spicy.
Yeah, man.
What are your thoughts on Ice Spice? Just kidding. We're not going down that road. Anyways, Robin, Catalyst, 80 million hourly workers not having to pay on overtime. My brother-in-law is a general foreman for Bombard Electric. I think he said like 60% of his income comes from his overtime pay. And if he doesn't have to pay, and we're talking, sorry, brother-in-law, like $200,000-300K a year. And Robin, if 120 to 160 or 140 to 170,000 of that will not be taxed, that is pretty massive, dude. That is massive with retail where there are struggling, needing more dispensable income. Obviously, I'm not saying every single dollar is going to come into crypto, but it frees up disposable income, which is what people use to invest in risk on assets like Bitcoin and crypto. So,
I extremely bullish on that, man. And once again, I'm just very excited about the impact of here in Las Vegas, man. I mean, great for the country in its entirety, but I think the biggest winner on no tax on tips has got to be Vegas, man. I mean, don't you agree?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Now the overtime thing, everyone's getting overtime across the board. What we got here? We got Nathan Lowmaster. He says David definitely dated a girl.
Is Nathan
named
the new Jimmy?
Selena. Perhaps she was Latina. You got a thing for Latinas, bro?
It was easy.
My wife is
Not Latina.
My wife
So yeah.
Okay.
So okay. Yeah. You're gonna.
nothing against Latinas. They're great people. Great people. Some of my favorite people, actually.
You know, I always love that
Papi
meme
Gringo.
of it's Donald Trump's son, and like whispering into Donald Trump's ear. He's like, "Keep the Latinas,
thick ones.
Yeah,
The
keep
thick
the
ones."
big booty Latinas."
They used to host Miss Universe. You remember that, right?
yeah.
Used to be the- yeah.
Yeah, I from a personal standpoint, I don't give a shit what people look like. If you're a good person, I'm down with you. So anyways, big bullish there. It passed the House, which Republicans have control over. The Senate, which Republicans also have control over. A big likelihood that this gets passed. Now, I'm not sitting here and advocating for everything in this bill. I have not read the bill. I don't know what else it expands to. But surface level, what's being reported here, how it affects my livelihood and my business, this is great to me. And again, that catalyst to really, right, we talked about a tangible catalyst. This would be a tangible catalyst that could potentially flood the markets with more money. Couple that with the end of quantitative tightening. Couple that with potentially lowering interest rates. Couple that with everything else that is in the pipeline. Maybe Donald Trump sells those gold passports. Did you see that?
Yeah.
No.
Gold.
He's offering
I
gold.
thought that was a
card.
joke.
No, that's real.
That's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
So
Donald Trump.
it's actually kind of genius. Okay, here, listen
Give
to
me the
this.
details, because I looked at the headline and I thought it was a joke.
You can spend if you
Hey,
want to
guys,
come to the
there's
U.S. and build
dealer,
a business,
please,
right?
there's
They have
a
the
dealer.
they have the
What
You have
was that,
$5
Rocco?
million, $5 million for you get a citizenship.
no.
That's what he say. You get a
From
$5 million.
well, hold on. From a business standpoint, okay.
This is the-
The whole visa thing, it's broken, right? We're trying to get good. You're trying to get immigration in here. People that are like, working and can add to your economy, great. That system is broken. People have to wait 10 years just to get a green card and spend countless amounts of money. I've had family members that have been in the States for
I don't
15
have
years
$5 million.
and still don't have a citizenship. So that needs to be, but the $5 million, if you want to come here and invest in the US or you want to build a business here, you can pay $5 million, get a passport, essentially become a citizen and come here and
Well,
build it.
I know.
And everybody else, the worker, if you need somebody specialized, and I'm sorry, no.
Well, that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
here's the thing. You already have a lot of people, a lot of foreign people that are trying to come to the U.S. that will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars
to marry someone who's a citizen.
No.
That
Well,
too.
yeah,
but-
that too,
That
but-
too, but if you do a
No,
green
but-
card, like where you pay $20,000, you can have your path to citizenship or whatever. It will fix a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying was
The
that
dollar is absolutely excluding everybody.
well, you got people in South America, right? They'll save up $100,000 and then they'll give it to a border mule, right? They'll give it to someone that
Border mule.
yeah, they help bring people across the border. And so you give somebody like $100,000, I think it's $50,000 per person, and then they will ensure that you get over the border, right? They'll put you in a group of people and they'll get you over to the border and then they'll get you across. And if people are willing to spend money to come into the US that way, I mean, might as well take the money from the cartels and these border mules and
there is also a lot of people that live in other countries. They are professionals. I mean, they have a study, a university title. But maybe their government went upside down, and now they need to flee. $5 million is not feasible. But if you have like $20,000, you can come over here and have your documents straight up. It will help a lot.
Real quick, will you just bump up the volume in this room for you? Because it's hard to hear you. So this is a great conversation. I don't want to miss any of it. So if you got a second, just to bump up the speaker volume here for your producer speaker. Yeah, man, I agree. I agree with what you guys are saying. I think monetizing people that come in here. I think what you don't want for immigration is, obviously criminals and people that, criminals and basically people that are completely don't speak any English, and I don't know, man. I think that. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I don't want to spend time on this, honestly. I just wanted to like from an economic standpoint, like I don't know. Either way, that's out of the realm of our expertise and kind of talking points here. But what is not out of it, I just want to share a couple things. This is some metrics here. These are sentiment metrics from CryptoQuant. You have the Coinbase premium, which is currently negative. What does this mean? That means U.S. investors' buying pressure is relatively weak within Coinbase. You have the Kimchi premium, the Korea premium, which is gained from yesterday from 1.64 to 2, meaning retail investor buying pressure is relatively strong. Okay, and then you have the funding premium. Investor in funds and trusts, including Grayscale, have relatively strong buying sentiment. Although yesterday, again, seeing that $1.1 billion flow out. Would say otherwise. But some things you can keep an eye on, some metrics, and taking a look at, charts, price action, but also some on-chain metrics that can kind of clear up the view of what is exactly happening outside of short-term price action. And then we have this. This is pretty big news too, man. The first ever subcommittee hearing on digital assets led by Senator Cynthia Lummis will be going live. Yeah. It actually is live right now.
Right now, yeah.
But don't tune out.
It was this morning, yeah.
You know what? Should we take
a look? Yeah. While you take a peek of that, I did want to say we got more ones.
Bad actors can.
Sorry, go ahead.
So we had more ones than we did twos. And so
that was downside, right?
Yeah, downside. I think our chat thinks that we're going to be under $80,000 at some point this week.
I'm with the chat.
It wasn't. I'll say this: it wasn't super close. I think I'd probably say 70% of people said under 80,000. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then some new names here. We got JW, Jeff, Me1, H Solo, Stay Calm King, Damian, Urianek. Also, we got Billy, T-Sar, Doug, MK, Justin, Hayden, Travis, Kingboy, Doug, Wyatt, Oriana, to all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
I think the T is silent, but anyways, just let's just check in on this first ever subcommittee hearing on digital assets.
Exploit loopholes, undermining trusts in the system and causing harm to consumers and investors. We must ensure that digital assets are not used to circumvent existing laws on money laundering, tax evasion, or illicit financing. At the same time, we must ensure that we are encouraging innovation that is productive and useful to everyday Americans. The growth of things like meme coins on everything from Trump to Doge to Peanut the Squirrel are about flashy headlines and trending on social media, and they are not about helping traditionally un- and underbanked communities. Gaining access to the assets is insufficient, in my opinion. Bipartisan legislation.
Okay, anyways, he's going on a ramble talking about it, but it's exciting, man. We have a subcommittee on digital assets. This is great. And so again, a lot of bullish.
Because in the past, it used to be, hey, we have the
Ag committee.
the Senate Banking Committee, the Agriculture. Hey, we're gonna question the SEC. Let's ask them a group of questions. Oh yeah, by the way, let's throw some Bitcoin ones in there. Let's throw some crypto ones in there. Now we got a whole session. we got Congress is meeting and we're talking about crypto. So that's pretty bullish there.
Rob, take a look at the markets.
All right, so let's.
You know, yesterday I didn't have money. Today I got a little money.
You got money?
What should I buy, Rob?
What should you buy?
What should I buy? Tell me.
All right. So, taking a look, well, we got Bitcoin at the 84K range. So, it doesn't know whether to trade above or below 80K at this current moment. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But getting into the altcoins, what is up? Kaido. Have you ever heard of Kaido?
Kaido, yeah.
Kaido.
Yeah,
What is that? What is it?
Kaido is like a social platform. It was essentially you earn something called yaps. And so you tie your Twitter account to it. And then the more you kind of post about, AI and, stuff like that, you earn yaps. And then depending on the points in yaps, you got the airdrop.
Tell me more about it after the show. I want to know. It sounds interesting. Also, Story.
I wouldn't buy it now, though.
Story just doesn't slow down. I know we talked about it when it was at $2 and we're like, man, I don't know. This thing's moved a lot, but this thing is, $1.6 billion market cap, number 55 on the market cap list. I feel like we missed out on that one, right? We've called a lot of new ones.
I talked about this yesterday.
No. I'm saying, but we missed out on this one outside the top 100, right?
Well, then technically, kind of. We had exposure via proxy to their virtual agent, which is Lira, which we posted in our Patreon like a month ago. So we had some exposure there. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look. We got Litecoin up 9% on the day. It's still down on the week. Movement down on the week, but up today. But realistically, what you want to check out is what is on sale right now. The top of the list, the number one, as we started the show, what is a good value right now? Well, you got Solana right at $130. I'm sorry, dude, but I don't know. I don't think that Bitcoin goes under 80,000. Myself personally, I think Bitcoin holds over 80,000. And in doing so, this is probably near the bottom for Solana. Now, if Bitcoin does drop down to 81, I do think that over the next few days, the likelihood of dropping below 84,000 and trading around 81, 82, 83,000 is likely, right? Okay. I would say probably 60-40. I think 60% chance we draw down a little further, right? Now, with that said, I do think that will hold up above 80,000. So I don't see us in a situation where we're below 81,000. So if Bitcoin's at 81, 82, 83,000, how much lower is Solana going to drop?
Yesterday we actually, I'm happy you brought up altcoins. Yesterday we saw a little bit of a relief rally from altcoins. I know ETH was pumping, AVAX was up to $22 and something. Solana was back over, I think, $150. And so, it's been a little bit of a relief rally, but yeah.
Yeah, so I think that good entry point on Solana. Getting back into what is down the most. Well, you got Solana down 22% on the day. Also, you got Radium as well down 7%. You have Lido. ETH is down. I'm keeping my own ETH, man. Like I said yesterday, if ETH drops down to $1,800, I'm going to be a buyer, and I'm pretty damn bearish on ETH as an ecosystem. However, ETH is going to get its turn. I was not sold when ETH was over $3,000. I did not see the value compared to Bitcoin. And just to show you what I see when I talk about ETH versus Bitcoin in the last year, this is the last 1 year. Take a look at this, David. At no point, not one day, no point, not even for a fraction of a second, at no point was ETH a better hold than Bitcoin over the last 12 months. And if you've noticed, over the last 6 months, it's got progressively worse. And that gap keeps expanding, right? So on the bottom there, you have ETH. On the top, you have BTC. Which one is outperforming the other? Obviously, it's Bitcoin. If you can't outperform Bitcoin, why even take on the risk? However, as this keeps widening, as the dominance between the two keep going further and further apart, then at some point it's going to come back and retrace a little bit, right? And so if you've on a 1 year have returned over 50% on Bitcoin, but you've lost over 25% on ETH, the answer for me is clear. I don't like ETH, but it's going to retrace. So if we see a $1,800 Ethereum, I'm buying.
This is
I'm buying for sure.
This is so this is ETH on the well, this is ETH on the quarterly. Okay, same idea. What are some key levels? 1930 to 2280. That is the value area that you want to pick up ETH, for me at least. And so you can see how prices have reacted when it does get into this region, right? We had multiple wicks down here back in the bull market of 21. We ultimately went higher. During the first quarter of the bear market, we had a wick down to around 2,200, and we closed at 32. And then on the way up, on the reversal, we wicked up here twice. This was resistance until we finally in Q4 of 2023, we saw price break above, and then we saw the not the new all-time high, but the cycle high so far, which has been $4,100. And so if you're looking for value, $1,930 to $2,280 for ETH.
I want to know what the chat thinks, because we had a pretty good response turnout here for the price of Bitcoin and its expected price action this week. So let's do another one. I want to know, if I gave you $5,000 and you had to buy either ETH or Bitcoin, which one are you buying right now? Put a 1 in the chat if you're given $5,000 to invest in either Bitcoin or ETH. Put a 1 in the chat if you're buying Bitcoin. Put a 2 in the chat if you're buying ETH. I want to know what camp you're in. And then we got over 450 live viewers. So should see a couple hundred responses here, I would assume. Do us a favor, if you're watching on your phone, pull up that text box. Put a 1 or 2. Thank you.
Anything else you wanted to look over on the markets?
No, that's it for me.
I want to take a look at some sectors, okay? Take a look at how RWA has been performing. RWA, the volume over the last 24 hours is actually up 36%, but obviously that's been selling as the market cap in total is down 4.48 billion. A couple of projects I got my eye on is Mantra is one of them. We saw this thing run, and let me go to a Mantra chart. OM. There we go.
So far, about 50-50 on this Bitcoin and ETH. Maybe actually a little bit more Bitcoin. Huh. Y'all are surprising me. I felt like y'all are altcoin people here.
They like Bitcoin, huh?
Yeah. I'm converting people into hating ETH. Right. Mission accomplished, guys.
If you want the absolute best value for Mantra, you're looking at a top end of $4.43. Okay. Now, this thing has been running absolutely hot. It is an L1 for RWA specifically. And you see this move here, you see price consolidated in this. I mean, I'm zoomed into the daily chart. Price consolidated from the 17th of November until the 25th of January. So a 2-month consolidation for Mantra before it absolutely exploded, came back to retest the top end of this region twice. Once on a close, once on a wick, and it was on to all-time highs at around $9.12. Okay? Now this move here, this recent move we saw from wick to wick of around $5.33 to the high of $9.17. You can see we're right at that 50% retracement level on the Fibonacci. I am also keen to potentially pick this up at $6.80, right at our 618 level, which is our golden ratio. But if you want absolute value and you have the patience, if we get any sort of retest into this region, which we very well, again, may never, this is a great place to pick up Mantra. You look at projects like Ondo, sub $1. 93 cents. Look at this piece of news. Ondo Finance to bring RWAs to MasterCard network. Their short-term U.S. government treasuries fund. That product will be available to businesses on the MasterCard network. So Ondo is your institution-tied RWA play here. There's a few other ones, but this one I would put at the top of that leaderboard. And so there's a lot, again, the idea of getting away from prices and looking at what's actually happening. You see there's a lot of bullish narratives forming. Anything on this list, Robin, as far as RWAs that are at current price discounts that you are potentially eyeing? I know Avalanche, so maybe outside of what you would normally buy, anything that you kind of had your eye on, but it was too overheated and you're looking at prices now, you're like, you know what? Might be a good time to get some exposure.
I mean, obviously, Avalanche, but outside of that, I think Ondo, VeChain might be the dark horse here, man. I think VeChain might be something that VeChain performed very well last bull market. And so if you look at VeChain when it came to 2021, outperformed expectations. And where was the top? It had 25-cent VeChain. Now, I don't know what the tokenomics look like there. I don't know if there's something else behind it, but you're around a 10x away from previous all-time highs. And even with that height, it had bounced back up to 16 cents. So, I mean, it's an 8x away from the double top range. And I don't know. I think 2 cents here, if it can regain some of its former glory. And we are expecting that we're expecting that VeChain should have a role when it comes to RWAs, right? Don't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
And so,
I mean, I would put it
RWAs is gonna be a thing.
I would put it in more of
that rally.
I would put it in more of the infrastructure / DPIN.
It
but
is,
but
yeah.
RWA is infrastructure in some sense, right? And so I mean, you look at the VeChain chart again. Value areas to buy VeChain between 1.366 cents and 2.556 cents. So we're almost there, and this is on the quarterly chart. And we kind of traded in this region for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarters. So over a year and 3 months, VeChain's price consolidated in this area until we saw that big rally of around 400%. So it 5x'd from this region. And so this is a project that's been around for a very long time. It's been through multiple bear markets. It's got an amazing team behind it, Sonny Liu. It's got an amazing selling point, what it does with supply chain management and how that can make businesses more efficient, put more money into their bottom line for revenue. To me, VeChain is a project that, I mean, you were worried about getting in was too hot. You're almost there. You're like a few fractions of pennies away from your buy zone if you're a value investor.
And what about Chainlink, David? Because I know you're about as bullish as
Love Chainlink.
And so, opportunity to get in on Chainlink at sub $15 is here. I mean, this is something that was almost at $30 earlier this year. You know, from an all-time high perspective, it's, you know, not quite as juicy as some of the charts, but we did see a $50 Chainlink at one point in the past, briefly. Could we see another $50 Chainlink? I think so. This year, we're going to see a $50 Chainlink. How much further will it go? That I don't know. I know you're probably a little bit more bullish than I am on Chainlink.
I love Chainlink.
On the 1 year, right? So the next 12 months, I don't know how explosive Chainlink can be. It's really not a retail-driven project. So it's off the back of institutions. So I think that it's going to have more sustained, steady growth over time. I think this is a great long-term project. Outside of Bitcoin, there's very few projects I feel extremely confident on a 6-year window. Chainlink is in there. So,
yeah, your value buys here is between $5 and $10. So we're at $14.90. Fundamentally and utility-wise, Chainlink might be the most buttoned-up altcoin in the space. Said might be, I'm sure, you know. But what they're doing, the tokenomics setup, the way the Chainlink token is leveraged with the universal gas fee, the area, the sector that they're building in, the people they're building with, it to me is a no-brainer. But again, this is a long-term play. This is not one where you're going to get a 20x out of in a 6-month period. Could it happen? Sure. The probability is not very high. But Chainlink is one I've continued to buy and just stick in my long-term bucket. I don't even pay attention to short-term price action unless it's to open up a trade position.
Then there's what about Caspa as well? So Caspa, I know, is one of the channel's favorite projects here. It's one of the community favorite projects. I've seen a lot of Caspa comments in the chat today. This is not anything that we've lost confidence in. I know that we talk about Caspa regularly, and you know what? The price action this year, you look on the 1 year, has not been great. But there's a lot coming down the pipeline. We are still expecting some big exchange listings to hit the block. We're also expecting smart contracts to go live here soon. You do have the KRC20s, in which we've seen the meme coins become a thing on Caspa. That's like stage 1 of their roadmap, right? Of the next phases coming here as well. So pretty bullish on Caspa. This was something that was over, 20 cents less than 6 months ago. And being over 20 cents less than 6 months ago, we know that there's a big Caspa community. They have no problem coming in with some big buy orders to push the price up. I think when Caspa moves, it has some big explosive swings. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin starts to get back up over 90,000. We get some exchange listing for Caspa. Also, you throw in the next phase of the roadmap. We got smart contracts, we got DEXs, dApps are rolling out. Wouldn't be surprised to see Caspa explode and shoot past his previous all-time high at 8 cents. Might be a steal for something outside the top 40 on the market cap list, and I think it should be something that we see creep back in, or at least close to the top 20 as it was once before.
I keep referring to the show yesterday, but my PM show is what you're seeing now. That's all we do on the PM show, right? Fundamental technical analysis. I stated on the show yesterday, I am very bullish on Caspa, but I am uber bullish on Caspa for the next market cycle because of everything they're building. The way they're building it, it takes time. Just like with Cardano, it took time. 2021, smart contracts launch, it was the top. Nothing was really built. Same thing with Caspa. KRC20 token standard comes out. Smart contracts are in the works. Crescendo hard fork is in the works, 10 blocks per second. Once we get to the point where there's a thriving ecosystem of dApps, of DEXs, of lending, of borrowing, of literally everything, I think that's going to take one more market cycle because Caspa doesn't have that VC funding. Caspa doesn't have, it was a fair launch and all the great things we point to. It comes with some drawbacks. A little bit slower growth, just like Cardano had. But at the end of the day, patience will pay off with something like Caspa. And so you got 2 levels of value here for Cas, right? The first one we're currently trading under, this is on the weekly, which is right at 9.5 cents, between 9.5 and 10.9 cents. The second area, though, if we get there, is between 4.2 and 5.5 cents. And so if you're waiting to buy the Caspa dip, you could get some value here at around 10 cents, 8.5 to 10 cents. Or you can wait if we do get a drawdown, which it might never come. Caspa's held strong in the large pullbacks in Bitcoin and the altcoin markets. You can wait for that 4.2 to 5.5 cent level, and you'll surely make money on it, right? Nothing's guaranteed, but you'll surely make money on it. So that's kind of my thoughts on Caspa. I do want to share this piece of news. So this is Bank of America.
It's pretty clear there's going to
Okay. Bank of America CEO, I forgot his name, McLaughlin, or I don't know. Either way, Bank of America CEO talking about stablecoin.
It's pretty clear there's going to be a stable coin, which is going to be a fully dollar-backed, type of thing, which is no different than a money market fund with check access, is no different than a bank account, really. And so, if they make that legal, we'll go into that business. So you'll have a Bank of America coin and a U.S. dollar deposit, and we'll be able to move them back and forth because now it hasn't been legal for us to do it, but it's just then like another foreign currency. The question of what it's useful for is going to be interesting.
Let me ask you a question. If they built out the stablecoin ecosystem, do you think there's any way they don't maybe built out something where people can go on Bank of America and buy some crypto? Stablecoins are the lifeblood of liquidity in crypto, correct?
It starts with stablecoin. So when it comes to banks, it's going to your integration to crypto starts with stablecoins for banks. I just don't see any way around it, right? You could get a bank that says, "Hey, we're offering stablecoins, and you can buy Bitcoin," but even then, I think majority of people are going to start using stablecoins, and I don't think that they're even going to realize it. I think that it's just going to be cheaper and faster to send Bitcoin than it is to use other means, right? So it's going to make a lot of sense. Also, you're going to have a lot of apps, not dApps, but apps that use stablecoins and the systems that are operated through the banks to move money around. And so if you're Cash App, if you're Venmo, if you're what's the Bank of America one that they use?
Zelle.
If you're Zelle, I think it's going to be a no-brainer to use a low-fee stablecoin blockchain like Base, for example, or Solana, or something in that nature. Because
that's the other question, Robin. Where do they build the stablecoin on?
I think it's going to be all over the place. I think it's going to be on multiple networks.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be any one network in particular.
What are your top?
I think Base ETH makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't be surprised to see Polygon jump back into
Do you think they touched Tron?
No,
I don't think so.
You can go back to Polygon. Polygon would be a no-brainer here for institutions scaling.
I think
you're still using the Polygon has Tether on.
Yeah, even some like Arbitrum or Optimism.
Yeah. And so I think everything we're saying here is likely candidates, and I think you'll get those. And I think that banks would be stupid not to even offer multiple blockchains. Same thing, like you go on Coinbase, right? And you want to send dollars somewhere, right? How many networks can you use? How many networks can you send a dollar stablecoin out of? Right? It's pretty much the list of anything available, right? Why would Coinbase not offer a chain? It would be stupid for them, right? Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say Tether on Solana, right? Let's just say that Coinbase doesn't offer.
Sorry, just to show you, just to kind of go to your point.
Yeah.
This is just USDC, ETH, Base, Sui, Unichain, Aptos, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Optimism, Polygon.
Yeah.
So,
and Solana there as well.
And yes, but it's blacked out.
Yeah.
Not sure why.
So,
anyways, yeah.
If Coinbase decided, you know what, we're just not going to do Tether transactions at Solana, what do you think those users are going to do if they have Tether on Solana and they have a Coinbase app and they want to send money? Probably going to open up another account at a different exchange that offers it, right? Now, what do you think a Bank of America user is going to do when they have Tether on Solana and they want to send it? And then Bank of America says, nah, we only offer Tether on Ethereum or on Polygon or Base. You might go and open up another bank account. And so to think that the banks are going to have one chain and pick that is foolish, in the same way that it would be foolish for an exchange to have one chain and pick that only. So you're going to have multiple options. It's a no-brainer here. And you're shooting yourself in the foot by not offering as many networks as possible. In the same way, BlackRock is going to eventually offer ETFs in every available crypto out there because they don't want to lose clients to competition. And banks are not going to want to lose customers to competition. And so
I think that's part of why they're getting into the space.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it's a no-brainer on that side. That's the way I look at it. I think that the banks are going to start with stablecoins, and then you're not even going to realize it, but the apps that people have on their phone that move money that are outside of our typical Web3, like, your crypto websites, I think that dApps just in general are going to start using stablecoins, and you're not even going to realize it.
Not even going to realize.
Yeah.
That'll do it for the show today, guys. Before we exit, just an update on BTC. Currently trading at 83,758. This is Bitcoin on the weekly. We'll zoom out to the daily. Could catch some support right around, I don't know.
There's not a lot of support.
Not a lot of
Yeah,
support
I was
on the
talking
way
about
down.
This the other day, like it moved from 69,000 to that 90,000 in one fell swoop. It only stopped at 83,000 on the way up, and we're at 83,000 now. And so there was no break in between there.
I mean, here, this is the zone you're looking at from where we currently are until the next big level, which
What
is
was that consolidation on the way up? It's a short one, but in that box that you
this
got,
right here?
inside
Or this
that,
one?
inside that. But where is that price?
that is 76.1.
76.1.
Outside of that, it was a clear breakthrough through these
Yeah.
levels.
So I guess 76.1 would be.
I mean,
80,000 is a big psychological number.
oh yeah,
so
yeah. You know,
that's always going to be a factor. And so even though it blew through 80,000 on the way up, doesn't invalidate the fact that it's a big psychological number. It'll probably have a heavy bounce there. But
I mean, even when
76, right?
even when you zoom into the 1 hour, right? Did you see any consolidation here? You can point to maybe here 80,600, like you mentioned. Maybe a little bit here around 80,000 flat. So 80K is going to be an important level. If we lose 80K, we're going down to 76.1. And then if we lose that, it's going to be 71.8. That is my max pain scenario. So if we fulfill it, we're almost there. Either way, we're going to make some money in the meantime. I do think we're going to see a small relief rally from BTC. As you can see from the chart on the 4 hour, multiple bear flag patterns. And could we be entering into another bear flag pattern? And how high is that price going to push up? Is it going to push up to 85.5, 86.7? Or that 87,257 level that we've been talking about. And so just some things to look out for, but it's exciting time in the market, man. I'm telling you, if you zoom out and just look at.
You see any situation where Bitcoin gets back above 90K this week?
This week, there would have to be some sort of catalyst, in my opinion. Whether it's, hey, we're no longer going to do the 25% tariffs on the EU because X, Y, and Z. Or I don't know, something the markets see as bullish.
I mean, we were there 2 days ago.
Right.
And so V-shaped recoveries are common in this market. And so I just think sometimes when everyone thinks something's going to happen, everyone is in agreement that we're going to go lower. A lot of times the markets will
surprise you,
kick you in the face and say, don't be putting in no shorts. Not in the
Punch
bull
to the
market.
face.
Not here today.
pile driver to the face. All right, looks like I got to give away $100.
Did we get over 200
We
likes?
get 204 likes.
Oh, there you go.
How should we pick the winner, Rob?
Well, how about we go through the list of people that I said were new last time, and we'll give them a chance to say something in the chat and make sure they're still here.
Okay.
And so these were the last shout out of new people. Was JW3, Jeff, Me1, H Solo, Stay Calm, King Boy, Damien, Urinak, Billy, Tsar, Doug, MK, Justin, F, Hayden, Travis, King Boy, Wyatt, and Oriana. Any of those names stand out to you, David? JW, H Solo, King Boy, Damien, Billy, Justin, Hayden, Travis.
I got brought into this MLM company, and there was a girl, Oriana, that I recruited.
Oriana.
Very
okay.
sweet, very sweet lady.
Oriana, if you're here, we'll give you a couple minutes to say something. If you're here, say hello, and we'll throw you $100. And if you don't reply and you've left and not watching the show anymore, well, you lost out on $100.
Whoa!
Let's
Watch to
Watch
the
to the
end.
end. There you go.
You never know. You never know. All right. And so just a reminder, I will be going live later today. I'm bumping it up by 15 minutes, 4:45 p.m. Pacific, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that gives me an extra 15 minutes to really on the back end of it, if I need to extend it out to do so, but also trying to catch that East Coast time early. And hey, with the markets now, That's closer to the time where the stock market closes. So we do see a little bit more volatility. And so join me later today on this channel. Make sure you subscribe.
Guess who just showed up? Jimmy. Where you been at, Jimmy?
Oh, hi, Jimmy.
If the person doesn't show up, we can always
We gotta pick another name. Yeah, if you're
yeah,
not,
but we can
you're
do
not
it.
here.
Chat Nightbot. So everybody, just type Ola, just OLA, no double A, no double O, OLA on the chat, and then Nightbot is gonna pick up somebody.
Oh yeah, just type in OLA,
It's
all lowercase.
Yeah.
OLA. Don't put extra letters in there. Just put OLA.
Don't use the
and
emoji.
then we'll pick somebody.
Don't use exclamation points. Just OLA, and then we'll have Nightbot pick it out.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'll tell you how many entries I got. Okay.
do you have a story you want to share with us, Robin, while we wait for
Yeah.
Miss Oriano or potentially people to say hola?
Story?
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Been a while.
I'll tell you. I don't have a story like a juicy story with details. However, I do have some exciting news for the community.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're expanding our studio again, and so we got a lot.
Whoa,
we
no, we're
got-
not. We
We
never do
got
that.
a lot of cool stuff coming down in construction here, and so soon we'll have the studio. The studio will be ready for Bitcoin 2025, and so we're gonna have 3 sets, and we have a lot more content to film in different areas. So really excited about that. And look at a lot of Olas, man. Look, everybody want
Guys,
nobody want to put a 1 and 2 in the chat to
I want-
give their pick.
I want the viewer to remember something. This man was trying to take $200 from you. I put $100 in your pocket. Remember that.
Guys,
When-
keep doing it. Keep typing.
when we
Ola.
have our fight
Got a
scene.
41 entry so far, Ola. So you have a 41 chance.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
41.
I guess.
Now, Oriana never came back, huh?
Oriana,
No.
let this be a life
no,
lesson to
yeah,
you,
yeah,
Oriana.
You watched to the end.
Watch to the end. You never know. You know those Marvel movies, Spider-Man or whatever, or the
The
Avengers.
winner.
You always stay for the credits because they give you a glimpse of the next movie, dude. Which, by the way, speaking of movies, I watched that Mufasa movie, The Lion King Mufasa.
Is it good?
Type
Excellent.
2.
Yeah, it
Type
was really
Ola. Oh, 1.
Is it weird if I go to a Disney movie by myself?
A little strange, yeah.
Hold on.
Maybe rent a kid.
I don't really have my kids. My
Take
kids
one of
live.
mine.
My kids live out of state.
Take one of mine. My wife would be really happy.
Rocco, do you want to go watch a movie with me?
That would
Which
be
one?
even weird.
Depends on the movie.
All right, let's pick a name. Let's go.
Ready? Okay, guys. I'm done.
Oh, Rocco,
45
yeah.
entry.
Will you put it on the screen so people can see the Nightbot picking it?
But their name, some people have their own name. So
Oh, got it. Okay.
some people, I don't want to put, but it will pop up on the,
In the chat?
maybe in the chat. Yeah, it will pop up in the chat, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
So let's keep, let me, what is the chat? All right.
Our chat rate's 100.
Let's see as soon as it's gonna. All right. There's a winner. Bam. We got a winner.
SPX cousin. What's up, SPX?
Yeah, that's what. it's-
DM us on Twitter, Sin City Crypto 1, and we'll verify it was you, and then we'll send you $100 in USDC.
It's being typing Ola every second for the past. That's good. That's good.
It's good for YouTube chat rate. It's good for the
Congratulations, man.
SPX. I want to know, what are you going to spend the money on? Throw it in the comment section. and
Also,
then-
put your Twitter handle. Put your Twitter handle in the comments as well, so we know it's you,
you and not
when you
somebody else,
DM
yeah.
us.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's a good idea, Rob. Go ahead and do that, SPX. What is your Twitter handle at? And that way we know exactly who to expect a DM from. In the meantime, guys, one thing I will say as we wait, first time here too. That's awesome, man.
Congratulations.
Jimmy, it is not rigged because remember, you won that damn 1,000 ADA giveaway for the almanac. So speaking of almanacs, guys, it's not too late. There's not a lot left. Buy your almanac. We actually have the 1 of 1 framed in the studio. And so, yeah, SPX, before you DM us, just put what your handle is on Twitter and your exact handle.
Because we're gonna get like 10 people
Yeah.
saying it's me, SPX. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be spoofed. So before you do that, in this chat right now, put your Twitter handle.
Jimmy also, I saw the preview of the club. Okay, so Robin is working out of there.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Even if David doesn't want it, but Rob is working out of that.
I definitely don't work on anything graphic related. I am
No,
so
the club doesn't want to open the club.
no. You know what? I'm excited for the club, man. I'm excited for the club. There's definitely going to be a big reveal, so we'll do that. And I got a little sneak peek, and tell you something, my boy over here got some skills. So it's looking really, really
boy.
good. So,
Okay.
all right, there it is. Bam, Rocco,
Okay.
tornado.
Let's go.
We're done. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you. Congrats to SPX for winning a free $100. Don't spend it all in one place, my friend. I'll see you guys tonight, 4:45 p.m. Pacific. Until then, peace.
Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.